From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
I'm afraid to go out and get my mail. I'm afraid to walk my dog. Yeah, no, this is new.
It's a frightening time right now for some people living in Oakland. Why? They are fearing for their safety this morning. Plus, it's an uncertain future for people working at Berkeley's Golden Gate Fields. The senator looking into the closure of the only major horse racing track in Northern California.
And the weather staying nice and cool for us heading into our weekend forecast. Average for now, but we have some changes in the forecast for us when it comes to those winds. I'll have more on that coming up.
We're going to see a busy drive as you head towards the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, plus getting first reports of a crash, slowing things down along 280. I'll tell you exactly where coming up.
But let's start by taking a peek outside, what it's looking like. Beautiful sunrise out there that we are looking at above the clouds because a lot of us are fogged in this morning. Very typical for the Bay Area in July, and that's why we have Jess to give us an insight of what it's going to feel like.
Yeah, you know, all throughout the Bay Area, we're actually seeing weather that's cooperating for us for any outdoor activities heading into this weekend. And that's kind of big to say considering the fact that since the 4th of July weekend here locally, we've been dealing with heat advisories, excessive heat warnings. I could go on for days. It's been a warm month for us. And it always lands on the weekend, too. But luckily this weekend, we have weather that's going to stay nice and mild for us as low pressure moves its way in from the north. That's going to keep us right around average, but a little bit breezier. I will say that. If you have plans to head out to the coast this weekend, expect cloudy skies and a little bit of a wind. But other than that, things are going to stay nice and calm for us. This is a live look right now just from our Mount Diablo cam. Beautiful calm conditions for us this morning with a stunning sunrise behind. 59 degrees right now over in Oakland, 58 in Livermore. For our friends in the heart of Concord, we're at 60 degrees. Later this afternoon, Concord's actually going to warm up pretty fast into the 80s just from 3 to 6 o'clock. Once we are all heading off of work, if you want to take the dog out to the park, if you want to just take a nice stroll around the neighborhood, this is the weather to do that. Now let's head over into another city. Let's take Oakland, for example. A little bit cooler, just closer to the Bay waters. We're only warming up into the upper 60s today with plenty of sunshine. The marine layer is really just holding on tight to the coast today. So we'll have more on that and how that's going to impact your weekend forecast in a bit. But for now, Gianna, any issues out there on the roads this morning?
Yeah, we're in that 6 o'clock hour now, Jess, so we're starting to see a couple things popping up in the traffic center, especially those brake lights at the Bay Bridge. Metering lights are officially on. They were turned on just about 15 minutes ago, and we are starting to see that back up there. So getting busy for that ride into San Francisco. If you are listening to this right now, I would probably be thinking about grabbing my stuff and getting ready to head out the door because this is only going to get busier as the morning progresses. All right, we're looking good along the peninsula. Bay Area bridges, with the exception of the Bay Bridge, are actually okay, like the San Mateo Bridge, Dumbarton Bridge, they're doing all right between 880 and 101. Busy for super commuters heading into the Altamont. And then we've got this crash just reported. It's along 280 as you work your way near Race Street. So that is going to slow things down this morning, especially if anyone coming in and out of downtown San Jose. I'll see if I can get some more info on that crash, but definitely give yourself some extra time if you're commuting through San Jose. Amanda.
Today, a community safety meeting is set for later on tonight in Oakland. It will be at Montclair Presbyterian Church at 6. And Alameda County District Attorney Pamela Price is expected to be there. It comes as carjackers have gotten so bold in Oakland, they're now traveling in packs. Police say an organized caravan ended in chaos yesterday, as you see right here, when undercover officers spotted the group holding up a driver at gunpoint to add another car to their collection. So this here was the result. What a mess. An OPD cruiser crushed by this white van and the carjackers rushed to get away. This happened at the intersection of 32nd and West Streets at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. As Sarah Donchi reports, it's just the latest example of bold thieves striking in broad daylight.
This woman was driving alone in the Oakland Hills Friday morning when the car in front of her on Skyline Boulevard suddenly blocked the lane.
No.
Ah! She managed to escape, but is too traumatized to talk about it. Elizabeth Gage knows how she feels.
I'm afraid to go out and get my mail. I'm afraid to walk my dog. Yeah, no, this is new.
Gage recently escaped some would-be carjackers who started following her near her home in the Oakland Hills. It took her 35 minutes to shake them, topping speeds of 100 miles per hour on the freeway.
I kept yelling, "You're not going to get me. No way, no way."
City Council member Kevin Jenkins is now calling for automated license plate readers in Oakland, which neighboring Berkeley just approved.
I want to ensure that people that are committing harm in our neighborhoods are punished. Right? And so what that looks like on the other side with the district attorney's office, I'm sure they will take their best thinking into that.
District Attorney Pamela Price has taken a lot of heat lately for charging decisions that critics say send a message of permissiveness to young people.
She calls them our babies. These are not babies. These are really disturbed young people. And there needs to be a consequence, because without a consequence, everybody else is looking and saying, nothing happens.
There were plenty of consequences at this crash scene. 2 officers and an innocent victim ended up in the hospital with minor injuries, along with one of the suspects. Police say they also made multiple arrests and found a gun.
In our other top stories, San Francisco police officers trying to arrest one person ended up shooting and killing another. Police say plainclothes officers were trying to make an arrest at Fairfax Avenue and Catalina Street in the Bayview when another person approached with what they thought was a gun. Officers called for backup but say the man kept coming. They shot him. He later died at the hospital. Police eventually did arrest the person they were initially after. They say they plan to release more details at a town hall meeting next week. San Francisco police have arrested 2 people in this carjacking that you see right here. And that's getting a lot of attention from people about this stolen car that plowed through a guardrail near the Sanchez Street stairs Saturday when it crashed into the street below. Police say several people in the car got out and took off. 36-year-old Kevin Nelson and 31-year-old Jennifer Bonham are in custody. Both are from San Francisco. Despite those arrests, police say this remains an open investigation. Defense attorneys and prosecutors have some homework to do after Hunter Biden's plea deal unraveled in Wilmington, Delaware. The federal judge in the tax and gun possession case raised concerns about the terms of that agreement and her role in it. She gave both sides 30 days to answer her questions before she makes a decision. You may have seen this. Senator Minority Leader Mitch McConnell sparked concern on Capitol Hill when he froze and stopped talking near the top of his weekly news conference. So he was escorted away by colleagues before returning a few minutes later to answer reporters' questions. McConnell aides said the 81-year-old GOP lawmaker felt lightheaded and stepped away for a moment.